Hello and welcome back to the series of Befriending the crows, more specifically all the corvids in my neighborhood. You may have seen in the last two videos that I attempted to befriend the crows by feeding them directly on the streets with unsalted peanuts and dog food, as well as from my balcony. Unlike in the last two videos, it is really cold outside while filming this intro, so I'm going to try to keep it brief. But in the last episode we saw that the birds, and specifically the jackdaws, were becoming more and more comfortable and were getting closer. So let's see what happened from that point on, shall we? This clip is from the 19th of June, when it was still warm outside. As you can see, the jackdaws face a lot of competition by the pigeons, which dare to come very close. But when they have the chance, the jackdaws will claim a peanut that is fairly close to my hand. This is 2 days later, and what we're seeing now took place about a month after the last events in the previous video. I saw this particular jackdaw coming around more often, and it appears to have leucism or vitiligo, based on the white spots it has. Quite a handsome bird if you ask me. At this point, about 3 months since I started befriending the corvids, the jackdaws and most other birds in my neighborhood recognized me and knew I stood for food. They were getting reasonably close, but I wanted to see just how close they'd get. I found that some individuals were more courageous than others, and also that a difference of just a few centimeters could be the deciding factor in the bird's choosing to take or leave the peanut. Here you see me placing a few peanuts just next to my hand, but not in my hand. Hopefully this way they'll get used to my hand. I make sure to have the palm of my hand face the table, otherwise the birds might be wary of me grabbing them by quickly closing my hand. This family of ducks was also very aware of me feeding peanuts, and they even brought their duckling, which I guess shows a kind of trust, or stupidity, which might just be two sides of the same coin, but that's a topic that's a bit off topic for this channel. Anyway, the duckling itself was a bit more cautious though. This is an older gosling of an Egyptian goose. These goslings have seen me around feeding other birds all their life. And this is actually the first time that one of them decided to check what's up. But their beak-eye coordination seems a bit underdeveloped. Meanwhile, I was also trying to see if the crows dared to come any closer. But although they seem very curious, they are also very cautious. A few days later I wanted to try my luck and see if the jackdaws would dare to come even closer by retrieving a peanut from in between my fingers. And after careful consideration, this individual did dare to do so. The pigeons, of course, have no problem with this at all. At this point I had also tried on and off again for a few weeks to feed them directly from my hand, but that still seems a step too far. The pigeons are not helping. The ugly looking jackdaw you're seeing here is actually an older chick, which is being showed by its parents how the world works. Isn't that cute? Here I tried an open palm with a peanut, just a peanut's length in front of my hand. And it worked! Surely the next step shouldn't be that big of a step. You can see that this jackdaw really wants to but while it's building up courage, the pigeon keeps swooping in. We're getting so close though. At times I tried helping the jackdaws by moving my hand in such a way that the pigeon couldn't get the peanut, and the jackdaws seemed to understand that, but as you can see the pigeons could be quite aggressive. Here you can see more of the chick, and again a pigeon not being nice. But the chick is so cute though. I thought that the birds might be more willing if the prize was a whole peanut, because they seem to really like those. But I guess it just remains a step too far for now. It seems that all the birds in the neighborhood have started to take notice of my befriending activities. My goal is of course to befriend the corvids and not necessarily other birds. However, I am a sucker for attention, even if it is the attention of birds. I must say that I am impressed by the amount of attention I get from the Egyptian geese goslings. They're known to be quite skittish and can also be quite aggressive, both towards other birds and sometimes humans. Although conditioning with food is a very powerful tool, of course. I cannot say that I am impressed with their ability to eat peanuts from my hand, though. It seems that they're still mostly used to scooping up food rather than grabbing it directly.
Ow!
Even though we've seen that the jackdaws are coming really close, just centimeters from my hand, it seems that it will take much more time to reach that level with the crows. For now it seems we need to keep a mutual respectful distance. Jumping 3 months forward, the food on the balcony is getting a lot of attention, especially from the magpies. This individual, having its way with some dog food, is actually a chick, which either didn't notice my presence or does not care. The balcony is also still visited by the jackdaws and crows. Well, those are all the crow befriending clips I am able to show you at this point. And as you can see, it seems that the jackdaws are starting to really get comfortable. The last clips outside you saw were from around the end of June 2024, so a little over a half year ago. And at that point I went away for a little over 2 weeks for a trip. And when I got back home, I was home for about 45 minutes before going on another 2-week trip. It was a bit of a hectic time. But in those 45 minutes, when I stepped outside, I saw a crow. And I decided to do the crow calling sound. And as soon as the crow heard that sound, it turned around. And when it saw me, I could see that the crow actually recognized me. And it started to hop towards me and then fly towards me. And I was actually on my bike, as a Dutchman I always am, of course. And I was riding through the street, and the crow actually followed me through the entire street, and that was quite a special moment. It felt like I had been missed for those 2 weeks, and it was really special to see the actual recognition of the crow and its excitement to see me. But then again, I went on another 2-week trip, and I was gone for a little over a month when I returned. And then I started studying, and suddenly I didn't have much time on my hands anymore, especially daytime, because it was becoming winter and it was dark when I left the house and dark when I returned the house. So that resulted in this experiment ending temporarily, a bit sooner than I'd hoped, but that's just kind of how it went. And I'm completely planning to do this or continue this experiment once I do have some more time on my hands. But I really realized that it's a bit of a disappointing end to the story, for now at least, especially since it seemed like we were really on the verge of a breakthrough with specifically the Jackdaws. So if you're disappointed, I understand. I am as well, and I'm sorry. It's just the way it is for now, I guess. So yeah, I guess that's it. Thank you very much for watching. I hope to be able to update you as soon as I can. And now I'm going back inside because it's really cold. Bye.